All right, next we have, let's go here, Chantel and Mwale Henry. Let's get a little intro here going with them. And then once the video's over, that's when you want to share your screen, guys. So make sure you wait till the video's over, then share your screen, and we'll be off and running. And then I'll start the 20-minute clock. All right, let's go.
I'll never forget what it was like to have such a desire to grow our small publishing business. We knew that it was important to not only be able to deliver an awesome product, but also to be able to get the right people, qualified people into our system so that we could actually make the offer for them to see the value of it. And when we would attend conferences, we would leave with tons and tons of business cards, but really it would take us hours, days, weeks to finally put all of those cards together and the scrap pieces of paper into our CRM. And we realized that we weren't seeing the results that we expected based on the effort of showing up that we thought we should actually receive. My husband looked at me and said, Chantel, the way that we are operating our business is not going to help us grow. We heard Thomas speak from the stage, and he was talking about his experience with Infusionsoft at the time and Keap now. I know that this could take my business to the next level, but I'll tell you, I'm really scared. He said, but I can tell you that once you do implement, then you will see your business grow. And so we got it. And that was the end of last year. And last year we netted close to $30,000 in our business. And this year, we are on track to reach 6 figures, which is very exciting. And I know for a fact it's because we have had the ability to track the leads that we get online, that we get from referrals, and nurture those leads in a way that we haven't been able to do before. And I love it. And I'm so happy that we are part of the community, because when we are in business, one thing that we do know is that we're not in business alone. So thanks for giving us this opportunity to share our story. And we look forward to even bigger, exciting news in the future.
The Bestsellers Academy.
We give you a great book strategy.
Break down your story
The anatomy.
Don't be no
Author wannabe. Coming up with thoughts frantically.
Don't be your own worst enemy.
Enemy.
Let fear interrupt your
Destiny.
This is the only place you gotta be. Let me hear you shout it.
My story matters to me. My story matters to me. Let me hear you say it.
My story matters
To the whole
to
world.
the whole
My story
world.
matters
My story matters
to me.
to me.
My story
My
matters
story matters
every little.
to every little boy and girl. You're an author, a speaker, a coach with a dream, ready to walk, ready to run, ready to live and scale your dreams. All you need is Mwale Chantel on your team.
Chantel, what you mean? You can write and sell your books even in quarantine. Your story matters to me. My story
My
matters
story matters
every.
to the whole world.
My story matters to me.
To me,
My story
my
matters
story matters
every.
to every little boy and girl.
Your story matters, John.
Your story matters, Heather.
Your story matters, Scott.
Your story matters, Nick.
Your story matters, Morton.
Your story matters, Jade.
Your story matters, Ken.
Your story matters, Morton.
Your story matters, Nick.
Your story matters, Karen.
Your story matters, Richard.
Your story matters, Lindy.
Your story matters. Come on, let me see those shoulders. Come on, guys. Come on. Hey.
Hey, hey. Looking great.
Woo!
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. We are so excited to be a part of this event. We're about to share our screen. I want to thank you all for just being here, being in this space, and being able to find out what it is that really allows you to scale your business in such a significant way. Why did we start off with that story? Your story matters. This was the lead magnet that we did on stage at live events and also during live stream events that brought massive success to our business. So Scott talked about it before, and I want to remind all of you as business leaders, you want to create an experience, an unforgettable experience that leads people to begin to think that there's something on the end and I want to be a part of it, because the world of entrepreneurship is already burdensome. And the people who are coming to you, they are looking for a problem that you solve and a desire that you create. and great businesses discover both. So we want to go straight into our presentation. We're going to share our screen.
I think we need permission to share a screen.
Yeah, it says host disabled participant sharing screen. So we need that permission, and we go straight into the presentation. All right, beautiful.
Awesome. So just give us a thumbs up, letting us know that you can see our screen. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Jade.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. So we're Mwale, and I'm Chantel, and we are the Chief Visionary Officers of the Best Selling Academy. And today is not about us. It's actually about how we have implemented the 4 Ps of possibility to grow our business by 300% in the middle of a global pandemic, and how you can use those strategies too to grow your business.
All right. So just some quick background. We've helped over 1,375 individuals to become international best-selling authors. We've coached over 6,000 clients, and we grew our business over 300% during a global pandemic. And it wasn't always like this. The first P for the 4 Ps of possibilities process. There was a time where we just didn't know where to start. We didn't have a system. We had a business idea, but we were everywhere. How many of you were there before, where you were just everywhere? You had an idea. Just show by a raise of hands. You had an idea, Jade, but just you didn't have an automated system to take you through that process. So Keap gave us a system. And as we know, systems help you save yourself time, effort, money, and stress. All right, so before customization of invoices for each client.
Yes, that was such a headache. Like, we were using a very popular software, we won't say it, because I was too scared to use Keap at first. And then my husband, he kept coming back from these conferences saying, Chantel, no, I heard about this really good tool, we should use it. And I was like, no, I'm too scared. Like, sometimes, how many of you have been there? Let me know I'm not alone, that chaos can sometimes be a strategy, right? But it prevents you from getting to the next best version that you're supposed to be at. And so while we were trying to customize every invoice for clients, we would have to wait for them to pay. And therefore we were unable to scale our business.
And then there was no way of tracking those leads, following up with those leads. But we had an experience with Keap where we were able to take those payments in automation, and not just in automation, but it was something that, for those of you who are in business, I have the unique pleasure of being in business with my wife. And for the husbands who are in business with your wives, or you are in a partnership, it's important to know the different hats that you wear. So because we weren't able to track and have a proper system, many times when I would come in the office, my wife, she is the CEO of operations, and we're looking at the systems that we are putting together. And when I talk to her and I begin to ask questions, I'm wearing what is called the black hat. And wearing the black hat, she knows, okay, it's the CEO talking, because sometimes if I don't have this black hat on and I'm asking, okay, where's this lead? Where are we at? Man, she gets either angry or annoyed. So even though we leave even though we leave the home office, I'm not getting dinner on time, she's quiet with me. So I will literally put on the black hat, and she know, okay, it's time to generate the reports, so that I could see exactly what's happening. Before Keap, there was no reports, there was no systems. So then in order for her to cook dinner, I had to put on the fun hat. And in putting on the fun hat, she realized, okay, this is Mwale, the husband, that is talking to her. So no longer do I have to switch hats, because Keap allows me to put these hats away. And now we have a system that brings that type of automation for us.
Absolutely. I mean, it saved not only us time, energy, and money, but it saved us our marriage. We have a product suite now. Before, where we only could focus on 1 or 2 products because we weren't organized in our payment structure. Now we have about 4 products, and they are leveraging some really incredible results in our business. And also about the payment plans. We've been able to use payment plans to make our high ticket items achievable and realistic for others to participate in.
All right, so then let's go straight. So this is an example of the process that we took in how do we track those types of small wins. And more so when we look at the product suite, we were able to see within the sales funnels that we created, step by step, What's the client journey that we were creating for that client, so that we know at each interval, because they came in the funnel with an experience, how do we create that experience and track that experience?
Yes, and also we never want to leave someone behind, because our mission is that we believe that every great story should be told. And so we would talk to people, meet them at conferences, and really they would not be able to get started for whatever reason. But how many of you have been there? You have a desire in your heart. You want to do something powerful in the world, but maybe it's just not the right time. And so we knew in our hearts we didn't want to leave anyone behind, but Keap gave us that system to say, okay, this is a way to track it. So we set up a nurturing sequence where 12 months, if a person was either on the fence, couldn't do business with us right now, they would still hear from us. They'll know our stories. They'll see our faces, because the more you touch, as you know, McDonald's has been around for a bunch of years, but yet they still are in your face about, their double cheeseburger with the special sauce, because they want to be ever present when you are marketing. You want to be that ever present face that people can connect to when they're ready to pick up the phone and say yes. And that's exactly what happened actually last month. One of the clients who had been on our list for a year, we sent her an email, one of our automated emails, and she hopped on a conference that we were just doing. And she's like, I'm ready to take action. I was on the fence for a year. I thought about it, but now I want to do business with you. And I want you to write my book. Thankfully, the reason why she got that automated message, because she was on our nurture campaign and she was in our future commitment, she had a tag. And I tell Mwale, I said, listen, baby, tags equal money bags. Let me tell you. So if you don't have tags, listen, get those immediately, because she had a future commitment tag. We were able to say, let's invite her to this free webinar so that she could be a part of the conversation. And who knows, she may or may not act, but she most certainly did. And that was a $20,000 sale that we were able to make just a couple of days ago.
So our second P is partnerships, and partnerships is what we want you as an entrepreneur to continuously think about. Partnerships means equals possibilities. Before Keap, we had 0 joint ventures, and we were constantly hunting for clients. And that revenue wheel, we did not create that type of ecosystem for our business. So we were constantly hunting and gathering, and then going back out to hunt and to gather. But now Keap allowed us to think more strategically of how do you create a system that nurtures, an ecosystem that nurtures for you. I remember starting off in this business, being able to be successful in this season, especially during a pandemic, it wasn't always like this. When I started to think about the vision of helping people to craft stories and to craft their messages, I would constantly be traveling to go to conferences. And we all know to travel to conferences, there's a cost. And, because of that cost and where we were in our business, my wife couldn't travel with me, so I would go. But when I go to that conference, I couldn't even pay for a hotel room. So there were 2 things I did. I rented a car and I got a Planet Fitness gym membership. Now that gym membership wasn't for me to work out during the conference. It was so that I could just shower at the end of that conference and I would go and sleep in my car. I remember sleeping in that car. My feet would swell so much because of that constant just sleeping in that car, heading to the conference, looking for leads, trying to grow a business. But now with Keap, I've been able to nurture and leverage that experience where during the pandemic, I'm spending less time and scaling my business at unbelievable levels.
Yeah.
So, when we think about Keap, it is really about that shift of how do you nurture and have that exponential increase in the experience of your client, because you want to keep that client in that ecosystem, like Apple, right? You started with the Apple Watch, you started with the iPad, the laptop, they keep in that ecosystem. By the time you finish their product suites, there's a new version coming out. And that Keap has allowed us to think systematically, how do you create those types of partnerships, creating that type of leverage through partnerships. So, this is something that's so amazing even for us in this season.
Absolutely. So we recently closed a phenomenal partnership with one of the top motivational speakers in the world, Lisa Nichols. She was one of the breakout authors on The Secret. And what's incredible about this is that now, because we have the ability to partner, we have been attracting our ideal clients effortlessly. What is really powerful is that we are able to leverage the credibility of those who we know play on the same playground with us, but instead of attending their conferences and trying to network and get contacts and leads, now they are comfortable doing business with us because they have a way to track. They have an understanding that we are professional, right? Because they can see the reports in the back office. They have their own username and login. They can see how many sales came in. And this was a phenomenal step. Like, we didn't even know the pandemic was going to happen last year when we signed up, and, with that deep breath in our belly, we were like, okay, we're going to do this. We didn't know that it would be pivoting us for this type of environment where now we scale when other businesses are closing down. And I want you to know that it's possible, because if you don't take anything else away from this session, I want you to take this away. And that is, success is not a matter of time. It is truly a matter of team. Success is not a matter of time. It's a matter of team. And here's what, Lisa is just one of those team members that we partner with, but I consider Keap being a team member as well. I mean, it's nothing like, before I go into that, this is one of the lead capture pages that we use to get incredible results from that one partnerships. We had a domain, have it still, tellmystorynow.com, and we were able to send people a free gift. When those folks came, because of our presentation, we got over 250 leads, and they're actually still coming in. Those leads, we had a 70% conversion on that, which netted us $47,000 in sales in 48 hours. So I want you to know, even with this simple structure, it is possible. And when I tell you about a team, I believe that Keap is part of our team. I mean, those late nights and early mornings as an entrepreneur, it would not have been possible and functional if I did not have the ability to call Keap and ask them, okay, did I set up my campaign right? Before when we had other software, we wouldn't even be able to get on the phone and talk to anyone. We would have to, type in a chat box. I know some of you can relate, right? These companies get
right,
a little...
Morton, you know what we're talking about.
You know how it is, right? You're up at night trying to get your pages together and get your contacts in order. And then you're like, I'm stuck. Who can help? And then 10 minutes passes by before you hear from a person on the chat box. Don't think about getting their number. It won't work. So Keap has been very awesome. One phone call away. And that is what true customer service is about. So I believe that Keap is really our business buddy. That's what I call it.
And the third P is profitability. We saw that in leveraging Keap as our business partner in this process, we were able to track. We were able to track some of the changes. We were able to test. Mm-hmm. We were able to test, because what's not documented doesn't get done. And when we document that type of a serious flow, we're able to see that in the system that Keap provides allows us to track what has been that change and what needs to change. Because, as business leaders, we don't want to make decisions just by instinct. What are the numbers? What do the numbers say? I want to, encourage you to look at that numbers, look at the testing, do the split testing, and that definitely leads you to the type of profitability that you're looking for in your business.
Absolutely.
Let's go to the next slide.
So this was us just last year. We have two babies, Princeton and Genesis. And at the time, both babies were under 3 years old. And so, what was really important for us is to make sure that we were still able to show up and be present for those people who invested in us to write and publish their books. And so we realized very quickly is that if it's not measured, then it cannot be managed. And so our playbook showed us that you have to have a clear understanding of your client fulfillment process. If not, then your clients will have a very not so good experience, and they won't give you the proper referrals that will help take your business to the next level. And so we realized very quickly that it was important for us to use and use Keap in such a way that we could keep track of those clients who were depending on us.
And the fourth P will be purpose. So this is our purpose. For many of us, what fuels your business experience should yes, the profitability aspect, but what causes you to keep going forward and pushing forward where you are thinking of stopping is that why. And our son Princeton, as my wife was saying, he's 3, and our daughter, she's 2.5 going on 2, and they have been our why. And with using Keap, we have been moving from that place before, spending time fixing broken systems constantly, unsure if our business would work, should we give up, on the dream and go
get a real job.
Go get a real job, because we've been hearing that chatter all the time, do you have a job, go get a job, and we've been just trying to find ourselves as entrepreneurs. But this has allowed us, to move from that place of confusion and inertia to now a place of clarity.
And even more so, in Mwale and I, we built our lives on the idea that it's not so much about being successful as it is about being significant. So when it was difficult for us to be able to give and be generous, we were like, okay, how are we going to do this? Because that is the core. That's our nature, is wanting to give more than we actually get. And so we were thankful that when we implemented these things to scale our business, we were then able, to have clients pay on time, right? So our income was more predictable. Payment plans allowed them to be able to pay in such a way that it was honoring to their situation as well, while not compromising our business. So it's just been incredible. We were even able to increase our giving. So, you look at these percentages and you're like, wait, what is that even equal to? So if in one year we were able to give $1,000 worth of support to people in need, our business now, we're able to give 3,400% increase in giving, which is phenomenal, because there are so many folks who are depending on us.
Yeah. So at the Bestsellers Academy, for us, it's really important where we are now in a place, because of Keap, where we are not just growing a profit-based business, but a purpose-based business. And I know many of you, as you are building your business, one of the greatest desire that you want is to really live in that place of purpose. So we definitely saw a decrease in the time that we began spending in the office, where we're based in Atlanta. And now we can be able to do the type of support and entrepreneurship work in Trinidad, in the Caribbean. And we've been able, personally, just to pay off, 25%, $25,000 in our mortgage. We got a property here in Trinidad. And then we were able to donate over 3,000 face masks. We were able to give over $26,000 worth in groceries, and
that was this year during the pandemic.
And really to support the community. So because of that type of experience and hard business and space that we're in, I want to encourage you, if you're in the content creation, people, they aren't excited about just the results that you produce, but it's a story and the dream that you're creating. And as we tell that story to our clients and customers, they've seen through our process, 5% of the proceeds of what they participate in our program goes towards hard work. So we have people who aren't just raving clients, but they are rallying for a purpose. So, so they are staying connected. And even though we are not in touch in person because of the automation of our business, when they see us, first thing they say, I got your email. How's Johnny going? How's Kim going? Because there's a face to the success. So I want you to think about that. How do you tie and weave that golden thread of that story in your business, where it's not just a transaction, but it's a transformational experience?
Absolutely. So this was exciting. I do hope that you all learn tremendous amounts that it's possible. The 4 P's of possibility lets us know that there's no, we're taking the mystery out of the magic, right? Sometimes we get so bombarded with the trainings that we're learning and the coaches and the gurus and the this and the that. But our story lets you know that this is absolutely duplicatable. You don't have to have any special skills in order to do it. Listen, get a business buddy. Call customer service and let them help you as they've helped us. And just be on mission and be on purpose. We believe that, good people are supposed to do good, because when good people do good, they do more good in the world. And Jonathan, you are a good person. Brett, Chris, you are a good person. Jay, you are a good person. And there are folks who are depending on you, who need to hear from you. So don't wait, share your story, and use all of the tools that you have before you. It's just a matter of team, not a matter of time.
Thank you so much.